Hi all, this is Raimundo Flores. This is a March 6th, 2018 update. Um, so as you can tell or see, this video is the first video in about 3 or 4 years, maybe even 5. I'm not keeping track. But I wanted to record this video because, first of all, it's been a long time, so you probably are expecting a lot from me for those of you who subscribe to my channel. And for those of you who probably are expecting me to pronounce the word very in such a way that I say berry, let me explain to you, it's very, not berry. Okay, let's just get that out of the way for now. Next thing I wanted to say is the reason why this might become as a surprise to you is because if you go back to my first video, I recorded it not exactly 10 years ago, but 10 plus years ago. And it's a little bit interesting to see the progression of videos that go on. Because as you could tell, I guess you could say my overall style is the same as it was back then at that given point. But as I was progressing from that point, it was constantly changing. And that was because I was just trying things out, seeing what worked, what didn't. And of course, most of it didn't work. I mean, nowadays I'm a lot more conservative, and that's what the first thing that I pretty much recognize to avoid is to try new things without some rationale behind it. So for me, I'm like, no, don't. If it's just not going to work, like there's a high probability it won't work, why waste your energy? But, you know, obviously, I'm a little bit just less democratic these days, less liberal. So, without further ado, well, that's the first thing I wanted to get out of the way. Second thing I wanted to say is all those years I've invested in my education and other things like that, and just chasing after things I like. So now I'm actually a entry-level structural engineer. I'm making $60,000 a year, and I have my own apartment now. I'm living by myself, or not necessarily by myself. I mean, I'll be living by myself in about 8 months, but I'm living with someone who I met in college, which was actually extraordinary for me. I went to UC Berkeley from 2014 to 2016, and it took me 1 year to find a job that I really like. So it's structural engineering. It's a highly applied physics. It's all the Newtonian stuff, all the, F equals ma, sum of the force equals 0 if it's statics, of course. I mean, you could slice it either way. It depends on how you look at it, but sum of the moments equals 0, all this stuff. So anyway, yeah, so this is a video I wanted to post because if somebody wanted to see what I was doing, I mean, I know some of you saw my AP psychology / calculus video, which got 34,000 views. I was a little bit surprised. Looking back, it actually wasn't that impressive to get that score because when I was going to school, college, people were just left and right with telling me about their scores and how they just got 4s and 5s, and somehow they barely got B's in classes I got A's in. So if you compare those type of accomplishments to the 3 that I got in AP Calculus, it far outdoes that. I'll be honest. I mean, I got a 4.0 at community college, other than my last 2 semesters. But now I'm not trying to brag because, by the way, I got a 2.7 at UC Berkeley. So let's not talk about school too much. Anyway, and then I found a love for the finite element method when I was going to school. So like my interest kind of changed. I no longer play Pokemon Gold or any Pokemon games for that matter. I don't play Magic the Gathering. I don't do any of that stuff. Instead, I read books on investing. I very connected with reality. I make sure that nothing is that I think too much about is going to be just a spiritual thing or whatever you want to call it. Very grounded in reality these days. So if this video gets 1,000 dislikes, 1 like, I'm perfectly fine with that because I understand that you fail at things, you win at things, and that's just the way it is. So, it's just the way it is. I mean, I haven't gotten laid yet, right? So that in itself, it might be considered a failure to a lot of people, but that's just the way it is. Some people can't do basic math until they're 40, anyway, or basic arithmetic until they're 40. So anyway, so now that that's out of the way, there's this new channel that I'm using. It's called Requesto, and I just post videos like FE videos or some educational related, maybe sometimes, and then just random updates. But yeah, I'm in a very comfortable situation now. So for any of you who want to follow me, please go to that channel, and I might post videos based on what you recommend in the comments. But like otherwise, and I might do like interviews and stuff like that in my channel. But otherwise, you could always watch my old videos. Look at the one where I said I'm new and stuff like that. And it's kind of interesting because after a span of 10 years, you got this same kind of style. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, I would go back to that video and see that obviously my voice is deeper. I got hair now. My glasses are a little bit different than they were. I think too that I don't sound screechy or anything like that. But anyway, so that's not the whole point. I just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, if you're struggling with FE stuff, I have that stuff on my other channel. You can also see things like just random updates, like I said. Yeah, and then I'll try to incorporate things based on what you suggest. All right, take care.